Imagine being one of the most famous journalists in the country, known for asking the toughest questions. And then, overnight, you're at the center of a story you never, ever wanted to tell. That's exactly what's happening to Savannah Guthrie. Her 84-year-old mother, Nancy, has vanished from her home. We're going to break down this truly unsettling case.
So let's set the scene here. An 84-year-old woman is gone, just disappeared from the safety of her own home near Tucson, Arizona. And right away, you know this is not a simple missing persons case. No, the evidence points to something much, much darker. This is the story of a suspected kidnapping that has absolutely gripped the entire nation.
So how does a completely quiet evening just spiral into a national mystery? Let's dig into the first part of this and break down the timeline of events that kicked off this massive search. Okay, so look at this timeline. Saturday night, everything is perfectly normal. Nancy gets dropped off at home after having dinner with family, just a regular night. But then, in the dead of night, things start to go silent. At 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera is disconnected. Poof, it's offline. Less than an hour after that, the app that monitors her pacemaker loses its connection. That is really specific. By the time Sunday afternoon rolls around and she doesn't show up for church, her family's worst fears start to set in. They know something is seriously, seriously wrong.
And what they find at the scene, it's just chilling. You have drops of Nancy's blood right there near the front door. And this is a huge deal. Her essential daily medications, things she absolutely needs to survive, were left behind. Her phone, her wallet, even her car, all untouched. And the front door, it was unlocked, but there were zero signs of a break-in. It's like she vanished into thin air, but not without some kind of struggle.
So, with all this evidence, the police pretty much immediately ruled out any chance that she had just wandered off. I mean, think about it. Her friends and doctors all confirmed she had extremely limited mobility. She could barely walk 50 meters by herself. And mentally, they said she was as sharp as a knife. So you put all that together, and there's only one horrifying conclusion you can come to. Nancy Guthrie was taken against her will. Okay, so with the police investigation in full swing, the story really turns to the family side. And this is where we see their desperate public plea for their mother's life. Savannah Guthrie herself makes this incredibly emotional public appeal, and you can just feel the urgency in her voice. She's not just talking about finding her mom, she's talking about keeping her alive. Her mother's health is fragile, and without her medication, well, every single second counts. It is literally a matter of life and death. And then they do something that must be just unbelievably difficult. They speak directly to the kidnappers. There's no anger, just this desperate plea for contact. They're basically saying, we are ready to talk. Just please show us she's alive. They need some kind of proof of life, anything to hold on to. And in the middle of all this chaos, they also send a message straight to their mom, just on the off chance she can hear it. It's a message of strength and love, a promise that they will never, ever give up until they find her. It's just a really powerful moment of a family absolutely refusing to lose hope. All right, so the family's plea absolutely resonates across the country. And this is where a local crime becomes a full-blown national priority. Of course, the FBI gets involved, and they are not messing around. They put up a $50,000 reward for any information that leads them to Nancy. This tells you just how seriously the federal government is taking this case. All hands are on deck. And then you get this moment that honestly nobody saw coming. You've got Savannah Guthrie, a journalist known for her really tough interviews with President Trump. And then you have President Trump himself, who personally calls her to offer his full support. He even posts on social media that he's vowing to use all resources to bring her mother home. It's just one of those moments where politics completely falls away and you just see the human side of a terrible tragedy. So where does that leave the investigation today? Well, it's complicated. We know ransom notes demanding millions in Bitcoin have popped up, sent to media outlets, not the family, which is weird. The FBI thinks there are details in them that make them seem legit, and authorities keep saying they are convinced Nancy is still alive. But here's the really frustrating part. The only arrest they've made so far is for some guy sending a fake extortion letter. As for the actual kidnappers, no credible suspects have been identified. And all of that brings us right up to today, to this agonizing wait for any kind of news. It's truly a race against time. And that leaves us with the biggest question of all, the one that investigators are probably wrestling with every single minute.
What do the kidnappers actually want? I mean, if it's really about the money, why send the ransom notes to the media? Why not contact the family directly? It just doesn't add up, and it makes you wonder what the real motive is here.
So as a family waits and an entire nation watches, the search for Nancy Guthrie goes on. It's a private nightmare that's become a very public story. But at the heart of it all is just the simple hope that a mother will be brought home safely.